channel. I'm Reese the Grad PA, and today I will be doing a video on what's a typical day for me. What is it like to be a physician assistant in psychiatry? So if you're new here today, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button so you can get notified when I upload my weekly videos. So I was actually posting on Instagram about my book, Unfold My Ashes, which is available on Amazon. And I had a PA student that wanted me to do a YouTube video on what it's like for me to be in psychiatry. What is the specialty like? I think that she might be in didactic year. She has, or either she hasn't gotten to her psych rotation yet. And I wanted to address this question because it's something that she said that just reminded me of how rare, you know, psych or mental health professionals are in general. There is a national shortage. Mental health is one of the most neglected specialties there are because a lot of people don't want to go into it, just to be frank. So what she said anyway in her comment was just like, you rarely hear about providers being involved in psychiatry. You rarely see someone like, I guess, young, a millennial, so to speak, that has a finished PA school. Most people like the popular ones, like dermatology is a real popular specialty to go into. Great hours, great benefits. Some people like surgery, some people like cardiology, pediatrics. OBGYN is very fun. That's one of my favorites, as well as psychiatry and primary care, which is another one. But yeah, a lot of people don't really like psychiatry. I feel like it's one of those specialties where you got to have the heart for it, you got to have the passion for it, you got to have the means for it. For me, like I said in previous videos, psychiatry was not my top choice when I got into PA school. If you haven't watched my first video upload on my insight into PA school, I shared a lot. It was during my didactic year, I think right before I went into rotations, I did that video. And I shared and gave a lot of background information on me, but just to sum it up real quick, I always wanted to be a pediatrician. I was going to go to school, become an MD, specialize in pediatrics. Then my grandfather became ill with a lot of heart conditions, which made me fall in love with cardiology. I've always been involved in either some type of mentor program for people interested in medicine, pre-med, while I was in high school. I always did internships with local hospitals. I got my CNA. I did CNA for 3 years. So my heart, no pun intended, was set on cardiology, not psych. And then we had like 1 month to learn all of cardiology, all of pathophysiology, and it stressed me out. Now I can read an EKG pretty darn good if you ask me, but then when you're first reading it, you've never seen a EKG, so to speak, before. I mean, you've probably seen it but didn't know how to comprehend and read it. And we had Dubin's guide to reading the EKG. We had that little orange book, and we had to, I think it was fall break or something. It was like a week long, and they were like, yeah, take this book home, read it. When we come back, we'll be starting in cardiology on like the disease states. Even though we went over EKGs in class multiple times, even like blank EKGs, just put it, not blank, but like not non-labeled EKGs, just to go around the class and say, hey, what does this person have, or what do you think is going on with this patient? So I mean, we got practice, but I mean, it's not enough practice like somebody who's been doing cardiology for like 40 years would have. Like, they can just look at the EKG and be like, oh, they all right. No, we need to do something about this, you know? So sometimes, I guess, as a student, you can be kind of hard on yourself, especially type A's. You want to get everything right. You're very anal. But yeah, I just automatically, I was like, I do love heart, cardiac tamponade, pericarditis, all that stuff. Acute MI, love it. But I was like, I don't know if that's something I want to do, and I should just straight get out of school. So I was like, forget it. I'm gonna do primary care. It's broad. I'm gonna still deal with the heart at some capacity, but I'm not specialized in it. So that's not all that I will be doing. So I'll be okay. If there's something wrong, I'll refer, because that's the correct thing to do for the patient. Send them to a specialist, somebody more advanced in that category, in that specialty. But anyway, I was like, family practice. Loved my family practice rotation. You can go back in my videos. I have all my rotation reviews on there, all 9 of them. So you can definitely go back and look on how I felt when I was on rotations, what I used, what I thought, etc. But I loved it because, I mean, it was a broad range. Mostly I saw all adults. The practice that I was with didn't see peds, and I liked it that way, because our little people can sometimes be our therapeutic orphans, as my pharmacology teacher used to say, and sometimes in peds it's a fine line. And with the parents too, so not every parent is bad. I mean, a mom of 3 is easier sometimes than a mom of a first-time parent. So I mean, I like just adults. That was my thing as well. And so I was like, what can I do? So when we started going on rotations, we was dipping and dabbing in specialties. And after family practice, I was like, yeah, sure. That was my first one. Then I did psychiatry. That was my 3rd rotation. I was scared as I don't know what, because of the stigma on mental health. And I was like, oh my God, like somebody's gonna attack me. Oh my God, I'm going to be around like other people who ain't quite right. And then all of a sudden I got in there and just fell in love. It changed my perspective. It taught me a very good lesson to not follow society on anything, but especially on stigmas, because it wasn't nothing like, I mean, I guess there are some places out there where it's just like, ooh, but I mean, for the most part, mental health affects all of us every day, day in and day out. You get sad, you cry, you go through things. There's not one person on this earth that has not thought about suicide. It can be a passive thought or an active thought, but I mean, everybody has. So mental health affects us all, regardless if you're schizophrenic, depressed, or you just blatantly have anxiety. And I, for one, have developed anxiety at the end of PA school. Yeah, like I have anxiety now. My body is so used to being up under stress, and this is not to deter anybody away from going to PA school. It is a wonderful experience, but I mean, to be quite frank, you got to be on your stuff. Like, you got to know your stuff, you got to be on it. It's very like, you need to be studying, you got to be very disciplined to be in PA school, and that I was. But on top of that, I would stress myself out. I mean, I had hobbies and stuff like that, and they always ask you that on interviews to make sure that you're not gonna get stressed out, but I just think that's inevitable. I mean, anybody in medicine, our nurses, especially our nurses, God bless them, our medical students, our PA students, nurse practitioner students. I mean, sorry guys, I'm cooking, so that's my timer. But I got it on low, so we're good, because this video ain't gonna be long. But anyway, I mean, all of us together blendedly go through stress, and I say this all the time, but I was just like, I have never put myself through so much to be able to have the knowledge I need to take care of people and save the lives of people I haven't even met yet. And to me, that speaks volumes. To me, that's such a selfless thing to do. People forget that being in medicine is not for the glory and to wear the scrubs and the white coat, peep my white coat. It's not all about that. It's you're taking care of people, people's loved ones. Some people don't have any loved ones. Some people lost all of that. I mean, everybody is different, and that's what I love about mental health, because in a way I am able to practice medicine, save lives in a whole nother entity. This is a whole nother way that I can be involved as a provider in somebody else's life who might be chronically depressed, never found the right antidepressant for them, and trying to figure out why they can't get right, and why they're irritable, and why they can't concentrate, and why they have moments where they're depressed. chronically and just can't feel like they get up, and then some days they're up and then some days they're back down because somebody had diagnosed them with depression and they're actually bipolar. For me, when I went on my mental health rotation, I fell in love again. And now that I am a provider, a typical like week or day for me would be from 8 to 5. Sometimes I stay to 5:30. I don't work weekends. I don't have call. I don't do inpatient at all. And I see about maybe 6 new patients a day. So I see about 3 to 6 patients, new patients a day. I also do telemedicine every Friday, and our office is actually closed on Friday, so I can just strictly focus on telemedicine. But that does not mean that during the week I don't do it. And today, after I finish with the intake process, getting some information on that, and that's when I just let them talk. And then at the end, when I'm giving like my patient education about them and that the medication that I am prescribing is for a reason, I have the literature to back me up. I have the drug rep, the drug company, the randomized controlled trials, whatever I have to do. And I've always, like I've noticed in practice, I use Hippocrates a lot. I use Up to Date, and I've also like subscribed to Medscape, which is very helpful. I've also been finding some other PA like Psychiatry Association, and I've also found some other outlets that really help me stay up to date, not to mention JAPA, which is a part of AAPA. When you sign up for their membership, you all automatically get subscribed to that magazine, and you have online resources you can use through AAPA on their website to research and look at anything that you need to, and you also get your CMEs through that, but that's another video for another day. So basically, in a nutshell, try to make the patient be able to build that rapport with you. The first interview is the most important. I'm typing. Sometimes I have learned how to type without looking, so I can make sure I'm making eye contact so that they know that I care. So yeah, and it's so rewarding to see a patient that was hearing voices or going through a rough time and say, this medication really helped me, and they start crying tears of joy and not tears of depression or despair. Or it's so nice to like have my patients hug me and thank me for having them feel at ease and giving them hope and making them know that there is something out there for them that can be beneficial. And if it's not, if I can't do it, then I'm gonna refer to somebody else. Not to mention my supervising physician does TMS, and I have yet to see it. I'm supposed to go see it soon, but when I do, I will let you guys in on how that goes. Now, it's more interesting when they find the spot in the brain. Every follow-up visit after that isn't as interesting, so I want to make sure that I attend an initial TMS. What am I trying to say? An initial TMS implementation, like putting it in there, you know. That's probably not the word I was looking for. But anyway, psychiatry to me, to answer the question and kind of wrap up, is rewarding. I love it. I love building rapport with my patients. I just love what I do. I'm so excited because to me, I'm going to be here for a hot minute. Not to say I don't know how to debrief and like detach, but at the same time, I still know why I'm doing what I'm doing and who I'm doing it for. And I just truly love all of my patients. I love them. And again, I see my job, I see 5 and up. See all of it. And yeah, I mean, if there's something that I didn't touch on the place, and as y'all know from previous videos, I like to talk, so doing this is great because I can talk all day, but I'm not going to do that to y'all. But leave your comments down below if you have any questions on anything that I've said. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it beneficial. I hope that you guys enjoy your weekend. I hope that you have a great week, and I will be checking back in with you guys again next week. Bye guys.